Hello, I am the Rebel Empath, and this is my channel. And I'm going to bring something back that I used to do when the channel was Midnight Messages. I think I'm going to bring back some real talk. So, in real talk, I don't sugarcoat shit. I say it how I see it. And it's basically a raw energy read of what's currently going on in the world or with the human population kind of thing. So, we're gonna do some real talk. If you haven't noticed, Earth is becoming more and more divided. And as the Earth divides further and further, with more division created over time, people are not going to be able to thrive. Because the ones that hold all the power and the money, those people, they don't want people like me to get a hold of even just a little bit of the money. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm writing a book. All right? I'm writing a book about how I personally healed from some really shitty fucking shit in my lifetime. All right. I am not only writing a book, but I'm going to start doing more of these real talk sessions. Now, I also will never talk politics. I don't care. It's just more division. Only it's, instead of it being black versus white, it's blue versus red. It's still more division. I also will not talk about wars. I don't care who they're on. Now, I will, however, talk about how the government, this is not having to do with politics. This is just my theory on what needs to happen with the American government, i.e. the entire world's governments. You cannot change these things from the outside looking in. You have to change them from the inside. And if you change them from the inside, they have to be dismantled completely and rebuilt from the ground floor up, if you understand what I'm saying. You may have to burn it to the ground to get it to frickin' leave. And I'm not suggesting arson. People, stop taking people's words literally. I'm sarcastic. I'm very sarcastic. What I mean by burn it to the ground, I mean literally, you have to take everything apart and rebuild from scratch. Start over. Just saying. It is 2026, and the laws and rules that applied in 1920 no longer apply in 2026. I think we need a revision of the entire government. We need to set term limits. We need to take these old, decrepit, dementia-ridden people out of office. I don't care what office they're in. And start over with people that actually have brains. I also believe that anyone entering into politics, Congress, i.e. any, like, the judicial branch, any branch, presidential, judicial, homicidal, sorry, any branch of the government, I think you should be required to take a competency test to make sure that you are still able to cognitively function. Because these motherfuckers with dementia are like, oh, let's pass this bill. And then 10 minutes later, they're saying, let's pass the same fucking bill. Oh, I can't even. Well, this is why I don't talk politics. I don't like politics. All right. That being said, inflation, they made a law a long time ago that price gouging by companies was illegal. So these companies didn't have a way to jack the prices up quickly. And they petitioned the government about inflation. Like the United States dollar being inflated and it doesn't cost, like, and it costs more now, so the dollar means less than it did. It's a whole bunch of hoopla and baloney just to basically price gouge the United States citizens out of their money and call it inflation. The fact that this is happening and everything's just being jacked up out of, like, it's ridiculous. Because this is basically the government's way of saying, haha, we can still gouge your prices and you have to do what we say. You might not be paying taxes on certain things, but we're just going to jack the prices up anyway. Just saying. It's ridiculous. It's uncalled for. And this is what starts conflicts. Alright. Have you seen the prices at the grocery stores? Oh my freaking God. It's ridiculous. It's fucking asinine. And no one sees a problem with this. No one's petitioning the government about this inflation being legal price gouging. It is just another word for price gouging. That's what it is. And inflation is still going this heavy since COVID. I mean, I thought we got back to normal. Why are the prices still rising? Yep. Oh, the oil prices are skyrocketing, but then they drop so low we've never seen before. Doesn't reflect at the gas pump, does it? Which is causing the prices at the grocery stores to also go up. They have to be shipped from somewhere, which needs gasoline, which costs money. Yes, I love you, buddy. So anyway, the government and all these companies are now getting away with legally price gouging us by calling it inflation. Sucks. Grocery stores are catching wind of this, and now we don't only have inflation in prices, we have what they're calling shrinkflation. And I've noticed it. I noticed it with toilet paper. I've noticed it with my food. I've noticed it with cookies. Noticed it with crackers. I've noticed it in so many ways. The toilet paper, I have a very small hand, okay? I have, for size reference, this is like a metal straw. It's a regular straw. And do you see, I have a small hand. All right. The toilet paper used to cover my entire hand. Now, this is uncovered with toilet paper. And the rolls used to last for days upon days. Now, I'm lucky if I get 2, maybe 3 days from one roll of toilet paper. And when you're using it to wipe, it's disintegrating on your butt. Come on. Don't get me started with the freaking chips. Now you get like 5 chips in the bag. Thought it was bad before, full of air. Oh no, now it's 5 chips in a bag. Bags like the size that can fit like 2 pounds of fucking potato chips, but nope, you get 5. Have fun. And they're getting away with this. You want to know why? Because Americans keep freaking buying it. They keep voting for it. They keep asking for it. They keep wanting it. Because nobody pays attention to what the actual people behind the curtain are doing. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. He is just the Wizard of Oz. We live in Oz. And the men behind the curtains don't fucking care if we die. As long as they don't. This is why I hate talking about politics. It fucking sucks. Nobody cares anymore. We're going to be living in a dystopian environment soon, and nobody cares. It's whatever. I give up. Listen, when the apocalypse starts, come get me. When the zombies are out there and you can't hold them back, come find me. Until then, I will be safe in my bedroom, not talking to people, except for on the internet. This world is going to shit. And nobody fucking cares. And that's my personal energy read. No, but here's the thing. The world is going to shit and nobody fucking cares. But then there's a whole group of people where the world is collectively getting better and better for them. So it's split. This is what they were calling the Earth split. There are people where the world is actually getting better and better for them. It's more peaceful. It's quieter. Blah, 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 blah. Right? They're healing. I'm part of the healing people. But then there's the part of the world that's still stuck in the chaos. And I can dip back and forth. It's really weird. I go back and forth between these two Earths. But then there's the part of the Earth that's still stuck in chaos, fear, doubt, pain, and weakness. Because if you knew our collective strength, things wouldn't be like this. Just saying. Collectively, as a people, there are more of us than there are of them. I am the rebel empath for a reason. I have an innate ability to empathically feel other people's feelings. I also will rebel at the slightest chance that someone might be controlling me. Rebel empath. Yell it with that rebel yell. And I know a lot about energy and healing and moving on and growing and personal development. And I plan on sharing a lot of it with you guys in the meantime. Because if the world doesn't end, we all need to heal. Because this shit is crazy. And people are crazy. And things are happening that should not be happening. There's a mental health crisis going on and nobody sees what's going on. It's literally happening right before your eyes. I'm just saying, it's literally right there smacking you in the face. America has a mental health crisis. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with an actual mental health crisis. I should know. I have issues with my mental health. That is why I am healing. Understand, when you are having a mental health crisis, a lot of the time, you do not realize you're having a mental health crisis. And should you be having a mental health crisis, I suggest you call the suicide hotline, or if you have like a 211, which is like food crisis, mental crisis. It's a hotline where you can just kind of get some help. They point you in the right direction where you need to go. Yeah. I suggest you get the help that you need. If you are currently suffering from a mental health issue, please go seek help. Professional help. I have a therapist for a reason. I have mental health issues. There is a mental health crisis going on in America because they shut down all the mental hospitals. And now all of us are running out on the streets. We're all free. We're free. Free. Free, I tell ya. I'm not quite as bad as as some of them. But I've also been working on myself for decades. So, yeah, there's that. I hope you guys like this real talk. If you want to hear more about my incessant ramblings, please like, share, comment, and subscribe below. If you stay down for the ride and you caught my vibe and you want to be part of my tribe, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. As always, you guys know I love you. I love you so much. And peace.